podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, let's start off this show on a somber note. Of course, we all know about the death of William Friedkin, famous for The French Connection, Sorcerer, and of course, The Exorcist. But I'm going to go a different route. Also, who died at the age of 98 is one Miss Denise Dax. Now, you're probably wondering who the hell that was. She appeared in films in France. She was a French actress from 1964 to 1994, and even appeared in a documentary on the gay French films, porno films of the 1970s. But what's especially combined to us as horror fans is that she is also the very last surviving, now deceased actually, but the very last surviving member of the Grand Guignol in Paris, France. And so she was a hell of a scream queen in the days of Grand Guignol in the 50s, 60s. And she did several performances for that troupe. And that's why we are acknowledging her tonight. So we hardly knew ye, Miss Denise Dax. Take care, be well, and welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to episode 576 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein. Also at, I guess it's not the Lair of Lost Swag. Where are you coming from, Raven Shadow? Where in the fucking world are you?
I'm in the beach house, Wolfie.
In the beach house.
I'm in the beach house.
Like in like that movie, The Beach House?
Yeah, just like that.
Oh,
they did a lot of podcasting in that movie, didn't they?
No.
Yeah, down the Cape, as we say in New England, where New Englanders go. So Mary and I and Oliver are at the safe house.
The safe. I think that's a better.
Safe house.
Yeah, at the safe house. All right.
I got a what do you call that? The seahorse mug.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a very nice background you got there too. It's
it's blue.
And MZ is broadcasting from Casa de -0, where it's probably not -0 degrees up there today, is it?
Oh, it was like 81 degrees today, sunny, and it was just a beautiful day today.
It's a beautiful day.
I am the opposite. I feel like that dude in the end of Raiders of the fucking Lost Ark. There is no AC in the safe house. So it's hot as the fires of hell. I feel like I'm a fucking apocalypse now. Nice though.
I swallowed a bug.
I swallowed a bug. I ate a bug.
All right, well, there you go. Raven Show's on location from the safe house. He's going to try and stay safe at the safe house. But, yeah, we'll see. So, on this evening's show, or today's show, this week's show, whenever the fuck you're listening to the show, we're going to be talking about the film The Wrath of Becky. This is a sequel to the film simply known as Becky. And we'll be talking about that, diving into killing Nazis and fucking Proud Boys. It's going to be fun. And then who knows? We'll probably get into some trouble. Maybe not so many arguments lately, but, you know, you never know. Could be an argument or two. Could be maybe a few anecdotes, some stories, analogies, analgesics.
Yes.
Anal skeezix.
Anal skexies.
Oh, those are the worst ones. Man, no. Oh, shit.
What was that?
All right, so that's what's going on tonight.
Uh,
I was telling these guys, I'm not going to give the whole fucking story, but this tech issue I've been dealing with is confounding. I think I've narrowed it down to my mouse is causing crashes.
Oh shit.
That's my latest fucking guess, my latest best guess. So the thing is, like, once you change something in a computer, like, you just don't know how it's gonna function. And as you guys know, I've had to change a lot in the computer recently. New graphics card and hard drive failure, so I had to put in a new sort of backup drive, and then I updated the RAM, and so I don't know. I replaced the old RAM. I took the new RAM out and I put the old RAM in, thinking that might have been it, but nope, still causing the same issue.
Not the new RAM, but the old RAM.
And and then I also got a new mouse and keyboard. I got bought last year for Black Friday, and I was having some issues with the software that comes with it to, like, control the fucking lights. Like, the keyboard and mouse have lights on them, and you have to download specific software to control the lights so they don't just keep fucking flashing all the time. Like, I don't really care too much about it. But I just don't want it to, like, flash like this gradient color, like, constantly. I like having a solid color, and the only way to get the solid color is to fucking download the software. But apparently some people were having issues with that software and it was causing crashes, so I uninstalled that software and just dealt with the fucking flashing lights.
See, that burns my ass. Why do you have to have lights on keyboards?
Well, I like to I can't with the fucking, like, ring light that I have, but I like to, when I work, I like to have it dark in here, and so having the keyboard lights on the keys helps.
He likes nice, colorful lights that flash and flicker.
There was one more thing to go wrong. You know what I mean? One more thing. To break.
Yeah. Honestly, Raven Shadow's right. You're just begging for trouble, dude.
Begging for trouble.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
he's not asking for
yeah.
it.
Am I begging for it because I wore a skirt, MZ? Jesus Christ.
The way you had that pocket protector on, you nerd.
No, but I mean, he's got.
For someone who doesn't
own all these flashing lights and shit, why not just have a regular, you trendy prick?
This is far from trendy. There's like, I mean, you have no idea into gaming culture whatsoever.
No, I
this
don't.
Is tame compared to a lot of stuff out there.
No. That I believe. I believe that totally. I mean, guys have fucking an entire setup. I work with a guy. He's got an entire setup. He's got a room that's entirely set up for him to play his fucking games.
His fucking game. You sound like a fucking old fogey.
Just play your fucking game. Why do you have to?
Does he stream? Does he stream them? Because if he streams games, then you might need to have a setup where it looks good.
Yeah, because you make money off of that kind of thing. I don't think he does.
Okay.
I don't think he does.
Well, all right, there you go. But hey, I mean, some people want a man cave. Some people want a fucking movie room. Some people want a bat cave. Some people want a I don't know, whatever the fuck.
Look. Let me show you.
Who cares?
Let me show you something.
Uh-oh.
See, look at that. Now, do I look like I have like big flashing lights going off anywhere? Trying to make my room look cool. Well, with the exception of the fan. The fan is my.
Honestly, it would help. I can't see anything in those fucking cavernous fucking shelves.
No, that NECA version of Cliff Jumper definitely makes you cool, bro.
Hey. Fuck. Hold on.
Fuck.
Show us
See?
the cool piece. That's nice. It's nice. It's a nice fucking setup. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good setup.
Blow me where the Pampers is.
Yeah, you should actually broadcast from with that in the background instead of the snuff wood paneling we're seeing.
The snuff wood
I
paneling.
can't. Normally, I would like to, but this is where the chair is. If I was to put it over there, the chair would be out in the middle of the room, and nobody would be able to get by.
Do they build the house around the chair? How big is that chair?
Yeah, it's fucking.
It's a
It's like
it's a
anchored to the
regular-
ground.
look. It's a regular chair.
Whoa! Don't go any lower. Don't go any lower.
I know why it's so heavy to move.
I know your predilection for not wearing underwear, so don't go any lower.
Well, I'm not wearing underwear tonight. I'm wearing shorts, but I'm not wearing
Big
any underwear.
surprise. Get a fucking
It's
Ray Brad balls on our hands over here.
Dude, I need the room. Okay, give me a break. This is a regular chair, like about what $350 recliner.
Available at Ames and
Ames to please.
No,
Target?
not Ames. No, not Ames, not Target. I got it at a furniture store,
Furniture Superstore.
and it's the perfect size for the perfect area in the room. And I couldn't put that stuff that I have over there behind me because of the slanted wall. So it just wouldn't make much sense. Now, see, I also have over here. If I'm just going to move it around a little bit, so hope you don't mind the shakiness.
no, it'll be great.
Yeah, it will.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What do you mean? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I was
Calm
getting
down,
dizzy.
dickhead. Right? See?
It's nice.
Yeah. But your fucking ass, it's nice.
Oh, but you could
Alright,
still
dice.
you couldn't move the chair for 2 to 4 hours every.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll just rearrange the furniture just for you.
Well, no, I don't think it's just for me. I think it's really just moving a chair, right? Wolfie, am I missing an issue?
Well, I mean, I don't think so, but
I mean, I got the TV right here. I'm watching a baseball game, talking to you two jack-offs. Okay? I got my Blu-rays here along with all my toys and my dolls.
My
Okay.
toys,
Sure.
I got my my glasses.
I got my books down here. Got my clock here. Got my record
Jeez.
player over there. My DVDs over there. My Transformers over there. My posters over there and over here as well. I got posters over here and action figures. I got my goddamn motherfucking Freddy doll right here.
Oh.
Okay.
I want someone to take that rant to a rap song. I got my motherfucking action figures over here, son. I got Freddy over here in the back with a gat. That's funny to me. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, this is a very different vacation from previous ones, Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
True. Well, we just got here, Wolfie.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're telling us, otherwise we'd never know.
Yeah.
True.
So what do you got planned for vacation, Raven Shadow?
I'm gonna see my parents. See Angela and Al tomorrow.
Whoa. Don't you go on vacation to get away from parents?
Yeah. Well, Cape Cod's not that big.
Oh, so they
So,
followed you.
Well, I don't live at home anymore, dude.
You gonna tell your mother to go pick you up some smokes?
No, she did already because she loves me. Okay.
It's gonna be like, knock it off. Are they
That's why we
in the
stayed
same fucking house?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
good.
It came up, and there was talk of getting the mattress in the kitchen of the trailer, and it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, Ma. We can't.
Ma.
So we're all fucked up. We're up late doing shit. But yeah, seeing the parents tomorrow, and then we're gonna do our own thing. Maybe go down to Hyannis. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Be nice. Spinnaker's.
Spinnakas? What's that?
Yeah, it's cool. But I did just throw it out there. I did had blackout tapes over the weekend.
Yeah, you did.
Just want to throw that out there. And it was cool. We not only did we do the blackout tapes on Saturday, but we did a Patreon episode on Sunday with the boys, so that was cool. But it was nice, with the with the blackout tapes. It's like any kind of gathering or going to the bar. Who wants to come out? And it was a nice, intimate night, which was cool. And just ended up talking to Carlitos for like 45 minutes. Me and him just talking all raw about life, wrestling.
Because that's how you talk about life. You talk about it raw.
I talk about it totally raw, dude. I'm sore.
Raw. Were you raw duding it?
We're totally raw duding it, bro. Don't make it weird.
Me?
Don't make it weird.
Well, yeah, that's cool. It looked like it was. I will admit I dropped the ball a little bit in not promoting as well as we could have. I should have posted on Patreon and all that, but I kind of needed a break. I told these guys I kind of needed a break after the 11-year anniversary. That was a lot of work, and with all the tech issues, I've just been it's just been a lot. So,
oh yeah, for sure, dude. It's cool.
Yeah, but next one we will. We'll give a little bit more heads up and talk about it a little bit more. So, but MZ, I think what was it you wanted to talk about? You said you had something for the intro.
Well, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about this news about Ryan Coogler directing the Street Trash remake. Now, Ryan Coogler, of course, is the director of Fried Barry, a film that we reviewed a couple years ago, favorably as well. I thought we all enjoyed it. Even disenfranchised brother-in-arms Aries, I think even he enjoyed it. And I'm happy to see Ryan getting another shot. And I've been friends with Ryan on Facebook for years. And I'm glad that his movie Fried Barry was a success. It did well, got favorable reviews. And I'm wondering, and while I'm happy to see him still getting a job, I'm wondering why it's this one and why it even exists. Because honestly, it really does not need a remake. It's just one of those films that, man, you just don't think of anyone considering the idea of a remake, not because it's so outlandish or anything like that. And it's not a totally underground film. I mean, it has a cult status, but not to the point of, say, like Dawn of the Dead or Suspiria, or even Toolbox Murders. I mean, it's just so bizarre to think of this movie getting the remake treatment.
It could be that. I wonder if Ryan Coogler pitched it, and then someone was like, you know what, that's a really good idea. Let's do it. Because you're right, it is a little weird to redo Street Trash. It's sort of such just a trashy film of its time that stands as this sort of like cult classic that it's like, well, does it really need to be redone? But like maybe there's a good idea out there, and maybe Ryan Coogler, whether he pitched it or someone else pitched it, maybe there's something out there, or maybe I don't know, maybe there's any number of reasons, but we've talked about this, all of us, like nostalgia is big. Even just having that title is gonna get that nostalgia juices running with people,
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Hey.
Hey, lady.
My Peter Brady impersonation, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's time to remake.
Yeah, time to remake.
And I mean, now, since it's going to be made, even though I'm really against the whole idea behind it, I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm not fooling anybody by spouting all this talk about how this is a bad idea and everything. People know know that I'm going to see it. Of course, I know I'm going to see it, because I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. Not only is it, because Street Trash. Now Wolfie, I know you've seen Street Trash.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
And-
I saw it on VHS back in the day.
and Raven Balls. Have you seen Street Trash?
So no, like we talked a little bit in the chat. Like I remember seeing the poster, in the old like those are like old like pop-up video stores that would be in like department stores or whatnot. They just were like there, and I remember because it was like a overhead shot of like a sewer with a body all fucked up, right, or coming out of the sewer, like it was hit by a car. It's a fucked up body, right?
Yeah. Well, what it is, it's about this, a group of homeless people, a bunch of homeless bums out in the streets of New York who come across this bottle of hooch called Viper. And when they drink it, it melts them from the inside out. And it has wild, colorful effects. This is a highly colorful film.
Yeah.
It's not just red blood. There's yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, orange. You just run the rainbow on this. It's colorful as fuck, and it's awesome. It may be a little long for a film of its type. I think it's maybe a little long, but it is a classic, and it is so much fun, and it's funny, and it even has James Lorenz from Frankenhooker.
Yes.
And in fact, how he got Frankenhooker is because he did Street Trash, because his comic timing is impeccable. And it also stars Mike Lackey, who is also a friend of mine on Facebook. We've talked a little bit. I don't know if he has any involvement in the film. He hasn't said anything, as far as I know.
Mhm.
It would surprise me if he didn't, because he is the star of that original film, and he's very good in it. And I would just like to see, maybe he could get those acting juices flowing again. I don't think he's acted in a long, long time, but I would like to see him have something to do with this project. Now, Jim Murrow, the director, he doesn't deal with this. He rarely talks about this film, if ever at all. He worked on Titanic. He was I think a camera operator on Titanic. But he's become a born again Christian. Okay, so he doesn't talk about this film really ever. It's such a good movie. I strongly suggest you hunt it out, Raven Shadow. Check on your Google machine and check it out. See if you could find it streaming anywhere. I don't know where it is or not, but
So I have two questions. A little while, people over here. The Venom, the Viper drink. Is it the first time you drink it, you explode in a taste the rainbow of death, or is it like random encounters? Because I'm trying to. Is it? What's the answer, please?
It's the first and only time you drink it.
Yeah, one and only.
Then how does it get past the focus groups?
What?
Well, like I get it. Like the first cigarette you smoke doesn't give you lung cancer, right? That's why it's fucking, like.
Are you saying that they didn't want it to have that effect?
Well, I mean, like you're probably gonna sell what, 100 bottles?
Okay.
Places before
All right,
somebody figures it out.
All right, I see what you mean. I see what you're getting at. This is like a underground distillery, but we really don't know the history of Viper. The point is that there was this not old, but there was this guy who runs a liquor store, and he finds a hidden door in the back, and behind that door is a crate, an old crate. He takes the crate out, He pries the sumbitch open, and there inside are all these bottles of a thing called Viper.
Okay.
Sells them off for $1 a bottle. Figures, what the hell, profit, you know? Sells it off to the bums. But what he doesn't know is that when you drink it,
Drink
You-
it.
Drink it.
drink it. That when you drink it, it turns you basically inside out with a multitude of colors. Now, I don't know if it's because of the age of the Viper, because I think the Viper shows a date of established 1935. So I don't know if it's because of the age and maybe the liquor turned bad, or it was purposely made bad, and this was the whole, purpose
one thing-
of that liquor to begin with.
One thing Double D always told me is the older the Viper, the sweeter the juice. So that's fun.
I think he was
That's
talking about Mama Juana.
It might have been. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it might
Not
have been
Viper. You know what could be fun? Maybe we can get some feedback on this, but I wonder if it'd be fun to do a street trash watch along.
I'd be down for that.
And so my other question is now, where does this fall in like the zeitgeist of genre cinema? Like, obviously Evil Dead, right?
It's
Zombie, Romero zombies. Where does this fall?
Yeah, it's not as well known. I mean, MZ probably knows more, but it's not as well known. But it's almost like it's more culty because those aren't really cult classics. I don't in the true sense. They're like bonding films that when you meet someone and they love Evil Dead or something like that, you're like, oh, yo, like we can be buds. Whereas like street trash is like, yo, you like that? You saw that movie? It's like kind of one of those deals. I think I'm putting it in Raven Shadow terms.
Now I understand. Now I understand.
Explain it like you're talking to Raven Shadow.
Yeah, right.
I got it.
It's kind of like one of those films. There's there's that film, and then there's another film that came out in 1990. Oh, I want to say 1991, called Body Melt.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking movie.
Body Melt. Body Melt.
Body motherfucking melt. Yeah.
And that's an Australian film. Australian or New Zealand? I want to say
I think
Australian.
it's Australian,
Yeah. And that's pretty wild too. Not as good, in my opinion, not as good as Street Trash, but a fun film nonetheless. I suggest you hunt that one down as well. A lot of people think that Street Trash is a trauma film because it plays like a trauma film. It's paced like a trauma film. It has Foley like a trauma film. It has acting like a trauma film. It feels very trauma. Plus, it's shot in New York, and it does feel like a trauma film. There's even one of the actresses who was in Class of Nukem High that's in this movie. And she only had like maybe 1 or 2 lines in Class of Nukem High. She has no lines here. And you guys remember Class of Nukem High, right?
Oh yeah.
You remember the characters? You remember like the Cretans?
Yep.
The girl with the Hitler mustache and the mohawk. Remember her?
Yep. Yeah.
She's in this movie.
Oh, okay.
But she's in it for like maybe 3 seconds at the most. And I might even be pushing it there. And I remember a long time ago, I tried hunting this girl down.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean.
No,
God.
like I picture you like in like with an arrow,
Yeah.
like
Hunting her down.
yeah, fucking like Lonely the Hunter, like fucking
Yeah, right.
loincloth.
Yeah, just
And,
call me Yor. Hunter from the future.
Yeah, stop hunting people.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to talk to her. I would love to talk to her and know what her story is, Because you don't look like that.
But she keeps moving.
Films. You don't look like that for 2 separate films for no reason at all. There's a purpose with her look. It's a hell of a look too. Very striking. But Oh yeah, I almost forgot when I did the movie Eamon's Road.
Oh yeah.
When I did the movie Eamon's Road back in 2006, a film that I strongly suggest nobody hunts down because you're never going to find it. Oh God, it was awful.
I was at the premiere of that.
Yeah, you remember that shit, huh? That was brutal. Anyway, the guy who did the distribution for that movie, the guy who did the distribution for Street Trash, was working on the distribution for our film. And he was on set all the time. Nice guy. I can't remember his name. His name is Dave something or other. I can't remember his name.
Dave, man.
Dave's not here, man.
But Dave's not here. And he told me, you ever hear of a movie called Street Trash? I'm like, you fucking kidding me? I love Street Trash. He goes, yeah, well, I ran the distribution for that for Lightning Video.
Oh,
oh shit.
That's great. I think I remember you telling me that. I mean, you must have told me that.
Yeah, I may have. But the guy lives, he might still be there. I don't know. But he lives in Worcester.
Nice.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I bet he's at a Woo Sox game right now.
He better not be if he wants any of my respect. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm like, holy shit, I'm working with a guy who did distribution for Street Trash. I'm like,
Yeah.
God.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and he would tell us all these stories, and he was at the premiere and everything. JP Ryan, he showed up on a not a dump truck, but a garbage truck, and he's the big oh, that's right. Duh. He's another one who was also in. He was in Street Trash, and he was also in Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High. He's the big fat guy, the really big fat dude. But yeah, Street Trash is just a fucking awesome movie. It's just and the end credits are so fucking funny. If I'm watching the movie, I'll replay those end credits about maybe 3 or 4 times because I'm laughing my goddamn balls off. It is so goddamn funny.
I remember the poster, or not the poster, but the box art really sticking out to me back in the day because it had, like, if I recall correctly, like that neon green or yellow,
Yeah.
The bottle, of the Viper.
Yeah.
It really stood out back in the day.
Yeah. It was very colorful. I mean, your eye immediately goes to the box art because it was just so vivid and vibrant and colorful and almost to the point where it's burning a hole in your eyes. It was really, really bright stuff.
I'll also never forget, this isn't a spoiler or anything, Raven Shadow, but I don't know, it wasn't the opening scene, but I think it was near the beginning of the movie where they're playing catch with some dude's ding dong.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Hey, go long. There you go.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's a scene where where the homeless bums play keep away with some guy's severed dick.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Raven Shadow can't wait to see it now.
Oh, yeah, how dare they remake that fucking movie? The fucking balls.
Well, you know what? If Kruger can put that in there somewhere, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't.
So it's the thing too. So like this dude is not mainstream at all, right? He made Fried Barry. Was that his only film that he's done thus far?
As far as I know, yeah.
Which is pretty fucking weird, right? Like,
It's a very weird movie, yeah.
very weird fucking picture. Do you think he's gonna kind of leverage getting the indie, the yo crowd with maybe the name recognition? We'll see what he can do. And I'm tying into another question, like, if you're a fan of something, right? Is there a movie that you'd want to remake, but do it, whether you want to call it a reimagining separate from the original, a sequel, however you want to classify it, where it doesn't make the first one go away? Is there something that you'd want to do if you could do it as you could, not like a fluff CW type thing. Would
If
you
I could
remake?
if I could remake a film, or if I could choose a film to be remade,
Like, would you like if you had the ability, or could you either one, whatever? If would you choose a picture with the right director? Like, okay, this guy or gal gets it, or if you had unlimited resources, is this something where you'd want to just do an update or a
uh,
imagining?
I'm sure there are. I mean, I'm all for the I'm really not for the idea of remakes, but I'll give them a pass if it's for a project of a film that really tanked. You know,
Right.
say like Legend of Boggy Creek or Bog. I'm going into the swamp areas here, but
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about this is it was never like, it never had wide appeal. This was definitely a niche thing. And if you went to VHS, any VHS stores back in the day in the 80s and looked in horror, you probably would have seen this box and you would have remembered it. Like that's probably most people's sort of experience with street trash. And then, there's a percentage of people that had actually seen it. This is one that wouldn't have got played on like HBO or something, like
Right. And that's mine too. At 46, I remember that poster like we're talking about.
yeah.
But it just never came in rotation. It wasn't in the pile of movies that it just didn't come across my player.
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I like what Kruger did with Fred Barry. Fred Barry was a good movie. It was interesting. It was fun. Now I would like to see what he's going to do with his style meshed with what we know of street trash.
Right.
And I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I know at the very least it's going to be interesting, and it's got to have a wide ass color palette.
It's got
If you don't have that color palette, you're going to miss out the one of the huge aspects of this film. And I think Kruger realizes that. I think Ryan knows it.
Yeah.
So
It's funny. I forgot James Lorenzo's in it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's been so long
Yeah,
since I've seen it.
Lorenzo Calrissian?
No, James Lorenzo, man.
He's the doorman.
Yeah.
Doorman outside of the Italian guy's restaurant.
Yeah.
And Raven Shadow, you'll love this guy, the Italian guy. Yeah. There's a scene where he's in the police station, and they're filing a report because a couple of hookers were killed.
Fair.
And and Lorenz is just absolutely killing it. He is just fucking killing it. I don't know how this guy missed out on being a big star, because this guy has got the chops. Okay, he really does. And hey, you fucking smart ass, you fucking wise ass. You said my girlfriend smelled like the bums, huh? No, sleeping with the fishes, yeah. Yeah, look at you, Mr. Mafia. Every Italian guy wants to be Mr. Mafia over here. Yeah. It's hysterical. It's fucking hysterical.
He's done some things here and there. He was actually in an episode of Titus, the TV series.
The comedy?
Yeah.
He actually starred in a short, I can't remember the name of it. It came out around 1986, I want to say. And it was a sitcom, a short-lived sitcom that lasted about 6 episodes, but I can't remember the fucking name of it. But he was in it. God damn it. Let me see.
1986, you said?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Because it looks like Street Trash was the first thing he did, from what I can tell.
Oh, maybe.
So I see Swirly, which is a short, Punch the Clock. Last Exit to Brooklyn. He did a TV series called City. He did
Yes.
Is it City?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that was the name of it.
He also did an episode of You Take the Kids, which was a TV series.
One episode, you take him. I'm gonna enjoy my life.
He was in 2 episodes of Becker.
Oh, the Ted Danson
Yeah.
business. That's
Dancing, yeah.
Oh, you know what? James Lorenz. That might be a good name to put in the back pocket for the next 6 degrees of sitcoms. Because he did Becker. He let's see, Titus, as we mentioned.
yeah. I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we I don't know if you remember, we hung out with him at Scarecon, Raven Shadow. He was in Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
He was what?
He was in Frankenhooker.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So it was him and Patty Mullen. Like we kind of hung out with them a little bit for Scarecon weekend.
That seems so long ago.
It was.
That was
it was
like
the first. It was the first Scarecon.
8 years ago.
Yeah, it was the first Scarecon.
Wow, that was like right on the verge of like the final issue of Crisis on Infinite Earths
Oh my god.
came out before the world reset. That was wild. Yeah.
So yeah, I think Street Trash will be interesting. Like you said, MZ. I think if anyone, I know Ryan Kruger isn't a big well-known name unless you're like into indie cinema and you checked out Fried Barry. You probably have never heard of him. He has done like 20-something shorts, but Fried Barry was his first feature. And but yeah, I mean, clearly, I almost. If I recall correctly, we even brought up Street Trash when we talked about Fried Barry. Like, I got a little bit of a vibe of that. I think we talked about that. I don't recall for certain, but yeah, it had that vibe. So I could see it. I could see it, and I don't think, Street Trash could be sacred to some people, but I don't think it's like to the point where it's like, what the fuck? I can't believe this is a fucking masterpiece. How dare they?
Right.
Hey.
It's not Psycho. It's
Hey, I sent you guys the link to the scene where he's doing where he's at the police station. Do me a solid, will you? And just jump to like a minute 45.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get it on my other computer. So
As we're
one
on the
sec.
okay.
Because this is truly hilarious.
Should we have the volume on?
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Of course.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Wolfie will play it.
Yeah, I just gotta pull it up on this. Okay, so I'm sorry. What did you say, MZ? What
A
time
minute
code?
45.
Minute 45. Okay, hold on one sec.
Yeah.
I got the video loaded. Let me jump. All right, here we go.
Yeah, keep staring at me, kid. This fucking guy wasn't here with the gun. You know how long you last? Now 2 seconds you won't last. What a fucking mistake the day I hired this rat. I should have killed you that day. I knew you were no fucking good.
How are you?
How am I?
You're in.
Yeah, what do you want?
I'm Bill James, and it went down in my district. Look, man, I know it's a terrible thing, and my heart bleeds for you. But don't take it out on the street. Let me do my job.
Hey, what are you talking about? I'm not a violent guy. You know me. I wouldn't do nothing like that.
Don't listen to him. Yesterday, him and the cook were waiting for me to get off of work. They were gonna make me tomorrow's veal chops. You know what I mean?
Look at this fucking rat. He's got diarrhea in the mouth again.
Yeah, hey, listen, I've always kept my mouth shut. I don't want no trouble. The time you put car wax on a roast duck because you ran out of glaze, cigarette butts in the stew, health hazards, you know what I'm talking about? I never said nothing, but last night, that's it. I hurt my arm on the door.
Let me tell you something. You see this fucking rat? On account of him, my girl is dead. You know where he was when my girl got murdered? When that degenerate dirtbag took her out of the alleyway and killed her? The only fucking thing I ever loved in my life, and now she's gone on account of this stool pigeon.
Yeah, you love her, huh? Then how come she was in the alley for 20 minutes throwing up? Just think that the vomits would attracted the winos.
Oh shit. It's funny because this movie has it's been so long since I've seen it, but it almost has like a legit feel to it. You know, like it looks. Granted, some of the acting is questionable, but it, I think it was shot on 35, I think, and it just has like a kind of a big sort of like feel to it, but
It
it's
does.
yeah, but it's a I think $500,000 I think is what I saw it was made for, so it's still kind of a low budget, but with the sort of cinematic qualities of the era, So
Yeah. It's really a well-made film.
yeah, I think maybe we'll kind of throw that in the back burner and see if maybe that's something we'll do for a watch along maybe sometime.
Oh, that'd be great.
So let me catch up on the chat. I've been looking at other stuff, but Marion says hello from an oven / the Cape. Is it an oven in there, Raven Shadow?
I'm not sure what's in here, but it's hot.
Let's see. Evil Corey says you could have just bought an Alabama battle regulated holding chair, MZ. Folding chair. Damn autocorrect, he says. Yeah, instead of that thing, you could have got a. So.
Oh sure, yeah. That's always comfortable to sit in for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
He also said this is a while ago, but he says hunting is way creepier than stalking, MZ.
Yeah.
You said you're
well, first of all, it all depends on who you're hunting and who you're stalking.
Well.
Oh shit. Canceled.
Evil Corny says I would remake Heathers, but I'll remake it as Stacy's. I know a lot more meaner Stacy's than Heathers.
Well, how about Karen's? That's a sequel, right?
That's a good question, though. Like, trying to think of. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me, and it's just because it's relevant to the show, is like Neon Maniacs. Like I don't think anyone's holding that movie sacred. It's one of those movies that, yeah, it's a cult classic, but I don't think anyone holds it sacred as like a cinematic masterpiece. So like something along those lines where you could actually do something cool with the monsters, with the Neon Maniacs, as opposed to just have them be randomly, causing some havoc. And,
right.
Yeah.
And play up the trading card gimmick or the card gimmick, and they live in the fucking the bridge. They live in the Brooklyn, not the Brooklyn Bridge,
San Francisco, the Golden Gate.
The Golden Gate Bridge, right?
Yeah, and their like their kryptonite is water. They live under a bridge.
were they maybe there's a prequel. Maybe they were brought there to like be kept in like check.
Oh, maybe there you go. We're infringing on your territory now. Is that the one you're going to do now?
But then you put them in fucking Oklahoma, they're going to run amok.
Oh, Evil Corny says there's already a Karen movie.
Oh, is it really? Yeah, and most fucking surveillance footage in every Walmart in the country.
Oh man! All right, well, let's see what do we got going on here. We should probably get a move on.
Yeah,
that's a short intro.
Denny, this is like 37 minutes ago. I think it was when MZ was showing his shorts. He said 80s gym teacher shorts.
Yeah.
MZ's wearing those. Yeah, nuts snugglers. MZ's wearing those the same thing that Kelly LeBrock wore at the end of Weird Science.
All right, drop and give me 20.
All right, so Corny linked to the Karen movie from 2021. So there you go. I guess there was one.
Yeah, there was actually.
All right, so let's start to wrap this up because I want to start talking about this movie. And as mentioned, we recorded our Patreon exclusive episode this past weekend to put it out. So if you guys want to hear us talk about summer horror, it kind of is all-encompassing movies that were released in summer, the horror movies that are released in the summer, and also horror movies that take place in the summer, and kind of a varied discussion. And we actually, I think the surprising thing is when we were finished with the discussion, we found out just sort of how integral horror has been to summer movies over the years. So kind of interesting discussion. We had fun doing it. And next month we're going to do back to school horror. Do the flip of the coin. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead and give it a look. If you're not already a Patreon supporter, you can join for as little as $2. I want my $2.
And that's crazy, Wolfie. Listen, took a break, on the road to the safe house, today on vacation. And I went to go and I needed to smoke. All I needed to move a little bit. So I went and got 2 chocolate frosted, for Marion. You know what I mean? Dunkin' Donuts, it was nice. But $3.14 for 2 chocolate frosted, Johnny. So for $2, it's cheaper than two donuts.
Wow. So cheaper than 2 fucking donuts. And you know what? You don't need
Cheaper
those
than
calories.
Wasted
You know what?
calories.
You know what? We got a new slogan. Trick or Treat Radio is calorie free. Boom.
Yeah.
That's
Zero carbs, bro.
0 carbs, 0 protein, 0 nutritional
protein.
value,
Zero intelligence. Yeah, 0.
0 whatever. Anything you could think of, there's 0. Well, there you go. So yeah, give it a listen. It was a fun episode, and if you guys want to get into the higher tiers, you can watch the video feed of it. If you get into the next tier up, we record video for that, so you can check out our smiling faces. And also, you can do your own Patreon takeover if you get into the highest tier. And speaking of Patreon takeover, we have one coming up. Let's see. Did I tell you who it is? Raven Shadow?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm excited.
All right. Maybe I wonder if I'll keep it a surprise. Let's see. I'll give you a hint.
Do we have the same tattoo?
I don't know.
Huh.
But anyways, in the past, he has chosen some found footage films for us to check out. I don't have the films he's going to be doing, but we do have a double D coming up. Is our next Patreon takeover.
Yeah, and we do have the same tattoo. You know that, Wolfie.
I don't know. I don't look at your fucking bodies.
Liar, pants on fire.
I mean, like, when you say same, is it like same exact? Like everything is the same? Or is it just like you both have a dragon?
No, we both have a variation of the same dragon, but we have the same, kanji. But Maru, man.
Is it the same kanji as MZ has?
No, he's not. He's not.
He's loco.
Crazy,
He's
insane?
loco, yeah.
Insane, crazy.
So Double D is coming up in 2 weeks. He is going to be hosting the next Patreon takeover. So looking forward to that. I think it should be a lot of fun. I don't know what he's choosing yet, but whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Sweet.
So, yeah, and if you guys want to get Patreon takeover, you can go ahead and do that. We have a few. That is the only one that's limited. Out of all of the tiers, that's the only one that's limited. So, if it fills up, it fills up, because we can only do 12 Patreon takeovers a year. So that's we do 12 actually not 12 a year, but we have 12 slots, and I think we have like 10 or 11 already filled up, if I'm not mistaken. So there's not much room. So if you guys want to get in on that, you can go ahead and do so. I guess if it fills up, we could always reconsider about adding more, but it's not filled up just yet. So there's still some room there if you guys want to get in on that. Give it a look. Patreon.trickortreatradio.com. All right. So other ways you can support us. You can head to trickortreatradio.com. You can scroll down on that front page. Look for the Amazon logo. You're going to click on it. It's going to bring you to Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link. Amazon's doing new shit. You can get food delivered to your house now for free of charge. If you're a Prime, or maybe even if you're not Prime, I don't know. I just saw they're revamping Whole Foods and making it available to more people. So you know what? You want to buy fucking groceries? You can use our link. Use our fucking link. Get some cookies. A little, like a pizza on the weekend, or whatever. What do you do for snacks, Raven Shadow?
You could use our link and get sausage links. Vegan sausage links are fun.
You can, yeah, you can. You can get vegan sausage links.
I'll get those.
All right. Well, there you go. So Raven Shadow's going to get those. So, yeah, if you use Amazon anyways, go ahead. Just click our link before you purchase. That way it puts in our affiliate link, and then everything you buy gets attributed to us. We get a tiny little cut.
Oh.
Does it cost them any extra, though, Raven Shadow?
But it's so much better than thoughts and prayers.
Well, that's true.
Because you're actually doing something, right? Like, it's nice to say it, but, like, you're doing the exact same thing, but you're helping us, you know what I mean? Keep the lights on.
Yeah, exactly. And with all the tech issues, we might need some more help keeping lights on.
It'll help Wolfie get lights on his, space bar or some fucking thing.
All right, and then finally, we have the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3. You can find those on trickortreatradio.com. Click on the store, bring it to our digital store. You can go ahead, buy them, and it emails you a link right away. You can get them instantaneously. It's quicker than takeout, Raven Shadow.
Oh shit!
So
Boom tube.
We're talking about all this fucking like nutritional value, quicker than takeout. I mean, how can you really go wrong?
You can't, Wolfie. That's the problem, or the solution. You can't.
All right, so Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch The Wrath of Becky. I know you've been excited. I know you've been looking forward to this since Becky came out, since we watched that years ago. You've been so eager. What do you do to prepare for the sequel?
When I was off this week, and Mary and I went to a local theater. You boys know the Elm Draft House.
Yeah.
In Millbury, in the shop. They do a Creature double feature type thing where the shop rents it out, and you get 2 tickets, and they show it's all family friendly, movies and stuff. But
Raven Shadow, we think we're cutting out there.
Oh.
All right, well, I don't know what he was going to say, but you know what? We're going to head to break.
Smart move.
Because I'm not going to wait. He's frozen. He may come back. Who knows what's going on in the safe house there. But so, MZ, why don't you do your whole your old one before we head to the break? You remember what you used to do?
Oh, that, yes. Well, we'll be back in 2 and 2.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
This is Matt Kennedy of Astron 6. You might know me as Manborg. You might know me as Father John Sullivan in Father's Day. But what's important right now is that you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I can tell you I'm never coming back on this show. Especially now that I did that thing that you just made me do. Which I will be sending you an invoice for.
And we are back on Trick or Treat Radio. And it is time to talk about our feature film. And this week we are going to be discussing The Wrath of Becky. Although it's kind of funny, like, Courtney was talking about that movie, Karen. Wasn't Becky, like, that name, wasn't that, like, back in, like, the late 80s or early 90s, that was a stereotype?
Oh, well, it was famous from the Sir Mix-a-Lot video.
Right,
oh, Becky,
yeah.
one of those rap guys'
Becky,
girlfriend.
yeah.
Becky.
Yeah. Because, Sir Mix-a-Lot liked big butts, as we all know.
Well, to be fair, who doesn't?
And he couldn't lie, He couldn't tell a lie.
He chose not to, Wolfie. He's a gentleman.
He is, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that's the message, right?
And to be fair, I think Sir Mix-a-Lot is kind of like...
Sir, are you thinking like Sir Mixelplix?
Sir Mix-a-Plick. he shows up in Superman every 30 days. They have to do like a rap battle, like 8 Mile. That'd be awesome. But no, I think what we can all get behind is Sir Mix-a-Lot was like the George Washington of hip hop. He can't tell a lie.
That's true. I think you're right. The George Washington of hip hop. Yeah, I like that.
It's like 407 years ago. I can't tell a lie. I like that ass.
That wasn't George Washington, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
Don't you remember Bill and Ted's, man?
It's true, but I don't think Washington was in that.
It's fucking Abraham Lincoln, yeah.
Oh, shit.
You confusing our forefathers?
Well, there's so many great ones. How do you pick?
What was the name of the group in this? The
Noblemen.
Noblemen. The Noblemen would probably not be very pleased with you, Raven Shadow.
Let's just throw it out there. The fictional pieces of trash at least have a better name than the real life pieces of trash.
The Proud Boys.
Yeah, like, really, guys? You guys didn't think all this through, did you? You guys didn't fucking.
It would be even more funny if they originally called themselves the Pride Boys, and then
Well, that's the thing. I think that was early on. I think there was some web link there, and it was like, check out our website. Oh, cue Blue Oyster bar music. Nothing wrong with that, but just don't be proud, don't be noble, don't join any of those fucking groups, dude.
By the way, I meant to mention we lost your strap-on thing. You cut out for like a good 20, 30 seconds, so we called an audible, and MZ did his 2 and 2 thing.
Oh yeah, you lost my strap-on, which was sad.
I didn't lose it.
I thought I packed it.
You didn't bring it to the safe house? Do you have?
Damn
is
it.
there a safe word to enter the safe house?
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh man. All right, so let's talk about the sequel to Becky. That is The Wrath of Becky. All right, let me pull up the details here. So this film, it is a crisp 84 minutes, Michael Ravenshadow.
Oh my God, fucking breezy.
Wheezy?
That was me watching it.
You're like
efficient.
Efficient.
An efficient picture.
Yes, we could absolutely say it was efficient. And
in and out like the Royal Rumble.
Like you in the Royal Rumble. All right.
Yeah.
The film is rated R, and it's an action horror thriller directed by Matt Angel, Suzanne Coote, and it is written by Matt Angel, Suzanne Coote, and Nick Morris. And let's see here. The film stars Lulu Wilson as the titular Becky, Sean William Scott as Daryl, Denise Burse as Elena, Jill Larson as Daryl Sr., Michael Ciro as Anthony, Aaron Dalla Villa as DJ, And one of the directors, Matt Angel, was the character Sean, and Courtney motherfucking Gaines as Twig. I actually didn't even fucking recognize. I knew he was in this film, and I didn't recognize him at first.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That-
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Now, earlier, I don't remember if this was on the air or not, but you mentioned that there was a big celebrity in this movie. Now, who were you referring to?
Me or Raven Shadow?
You mentioned.
I didn't say big celebrity. I was just kind of tongue in cheek because we love Courtney Gaines. That's who I was talking about.
Okay. Because I was afraid. I was hoping you would go there because I was going to say, well, Sean William Scott. Wait a minute.
Well, to be fair, the dude's got a fucking history under his belt. He made some money. All the fucking American Pie movies. I love The Goon, or Goon rather.
Oh yeah. I mean that's kind of a cult classic in itself. The Goon. Like, I know a lot of people that fucking love that movie.
Way funnier than I thought it was going to be. I've not seen part 2, but I adore the first one. And say what you want about Dude, Where's My Car? It made a lot of fucking business.
You sound like an old time wrestler. Like, he made a lot of money in the biz.
Like,
as if
the
that's
money in the miles.
as if
That's all that's real.
as if that's the only fucking barometer for success. Like, he made a lot of money in the biz.
Yeah, the kid. He's a grizzled young vet.
Let's
you gonna
see. Let's see here. So, I could have sworn. Like, I remember we talked about Lulu Wilson, who plays Becky, last time, and I thought there was something else that she was in that we recognized, but I guess she was in The Haunting of Hill House TV series.
Yeah. Good series, by the way.
Yeah. What else was she in? Oh, okay. She was in Ouija, Origin of Evil. I didn't see that one.
Shit.
And let's see. Yeah, maybe she's been in a couple other things, but I mean, she's kind of a force of nature in this, right? Like,
well, as far as actresses go that we have nowadays, would you? I mean, and I don't want to stretch this out too much further than what it really is because I want to get started on the review. But do you think that she is on par with, say, like Mia Goth or Samara Weaving right now for
in terms
actresses?
of ability or name value? Like, what do you mean?
Both, really. More name value, actually. More, just to placate my curiosity.
So I don't, in terms of name value, I don't think so. But I mean, that's just the kind of like horror genre circles that we run in. But I mean, I think, and also I've only ever seen her in the Becky movies. I actually I haven't seen Haunting of Hill House, so you can speak to that, MZ. But
yeah,
so I don't know. I don't have a strong like history of watching her stuff. So for me, it's the Becky movies, and I think she's really good in them. But it doesn't show a ton of range, right? It's just like kind of a little one note, but that's what they're supposed to be. It's not her performance. That's just but I think she excels and does it really well.
MZ, what was the other name after Mia Goth did you mention?
Samara Weaving, you said.
Yeah, Samara Weaving.
Ready or Not.
Okay.
It was
but
like the big one.
If you were booking a new federation, a wrestling federation, you had Mia Goth and that chick. But then if you got the chick that played Becky, that's a good, that's a good core.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. I would be happy with all three of them.
I think Mia Goth is definitely elevated. Like, she's sort of on that next level of like superstardom. I think Samara Weaving could be there, especially because she seemed to be picking up all of the roles that Margot Robbie can't do anymore because she's a big star. Like, I feel like because we've seen her in a bunch of stuff. Samara Weaving.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to say it, but like she looks a little bit like Margot Robbie. Like there's similarities, I'll say.
Oh,
Right, sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They don't look exactly the same, and I would never, want to say that. But she was also in Guns Akimbo, and that's right. She was in Bill and Ted Face the Music. She was Thea.
Yeah.
So she,
Oh,
I mean,
right.
she's been in a lot of stuff. She was in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Oh, that movie's the shit.
She's in the latest Scream film.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's probably on that. Oh, and she played Scarlet in Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's definitely moving up that ladder. I think Lulu Wilson just hasn't had as many opportunities, and she's still 18 years old. So that's insane. I thought she was a little older, but no, she was born in 2005, which is insane.
That's funny because she's kind of the real age as her character has been through
Yeah.
these movies.
Kinda, yeah.
And,
Pretty much. Pretty close, yeah.
and Mary had mentioned that too. Like even like the girl that plays, CW Stargirl. I'm like, oh, she's really like 16. Like, no, she's like 24.
Right,
But
right.
she's really like a girl that, I mean, a young person, came up doing some heavy fucked up shit. Like that's rare. Well, you're around the age of the character you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, especially for such a physical role, right? I mean, sure, you can get stunt people, but regardless of how they did this, I feel like they did a really good job of making it look like she was doing a lot of this, and I don't know how much she actually did, but like that is definitely something to applaud. I'd say.
Sure.
So let me just finish wrapping up the details here. I went through the cast. The synopsis is very very brief. 2 years after escaping a violent attack, a teenage girl must defend herself against a terrorist cell. And so I think these are different directors. The original Becky had 2 other directors. Let me just pull up their names real quick here. But I think the directors of the first movie were producers on this. Yeah, Jonathan Milot or Milot, I'm not sure how you say it, and Carrie Murnian were producers on this picture. So even though they weren't, like they didn't direct it, they were actively involved in this. And I feel like we got, whereas the first one had Joel McHale, Kevin James, and Robert Maillet, I feel like they had some like pretty big, like decent names, villains. I think that this definitely follows that same trend in that, Sean William Scott is a name. We talked about him being, pretty big name to have in this picture. And some of the others I'm not familiar with. Jill Larson looked very familiar to me. She was, oh, you know what? Because she played Deborah Logan in The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Oh shit.
So yeah.
Okay.
So the woman who played Daryl Sr. Was that's her. She played Deborah Logan.
I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah.
It was racking my brain because I didn't want to cheat and look up IMDb, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch, no kidding. She was good.
Yeah, she was good. And let's see, she's been in some other stuff as well. Shutter Island.
Okay.
She was in that TV series Hunters. She was in a movie called The Manor, Raven Shadow. You should be happy about that.
There you go. I didn't see a cut from that.
Oh, she used to be. Oh, she was in The Young and the Restless, but it was like the 2014 series, I guess. She was in
The Long in the Tooth.
Yeah, All My Children. So I think she did some soaps back in the day, and she played the manacled woman in Shutter Island.
Nice. I was up for that
Oh,
role.
okay. All right.
Yeah. So she definitely has, a pretty long career. But yeah, Deborah Logan was the one right there. Like I was like, yeah, she looks familiar. Like I can't quite place it, but that would definitely be it. So, all right, so let's go in, start talking about this picture, and let's do kind of what we've been doing. Like obviously, this is a sequel, so there are certain expectations involved, right? Because as a sequel, I think we all generally like the first one, and we're surprised at how like violent and kind of crazy it got. So I wasn't sure where this one was going to go, if it was going to go in the same direction or not. And also I have to say, playing the role of the dog Diego was Pac Williams or Pac Williams. So, props to Diego, because Diego is fucking awesome in this.
Oh,
yeah.
Is this a different Diego from the first picture?
I actually don't recall. Let me see. I'll look it up while we're talking about it. But let's do so first impression. So, I mean, I know you guys are both excited to see this, but Ravenchild, I think you were a little bit more vocal. So why don't you kick it off and just what were kind of first impressions of this? Did it live up to the original? All that good stuff.
Yeah, and then once again that fuck. Is it on? Can you hear me?
We hear you. Yeah.
I stepped on something and it made a noise.
Story of your fucking life.
Safe house is weird. But no, I think we all enjoyed the first picture. It was way more like brutal than I thought. And when you hear Kevin James, Paul Blart Mall Cop, fucking the dad movies and shit, and he's fine, but like they made him a legitimate threat in the first picture.
Scary motherfucker.
And it wasn't overly cartoonish. These were real fucking real racist dick, and they were acting, but they were acting like real racist dickheads doing real racist dickhead shit, and I'm a huge Joel McHale fan, and so it was right in my alley. Same thing with Marion too. And when this came out, I was along for the ride, and I'm very surprised that it wasn't the same creator of the character, which was weird, but I liked where it went. I liked the progression. This was kind of like, and they also adding other characters to play against type, bringing in Stifler to play a neo-Nazi Splinter Cell guy, and the dude played the part well. He kind of channeled his own inner, like Stephen Amell. He kind of had that vibe, but like he wasn't a cartoon.
He wasn't this city.
Right. He wasn't like a mustache twirling villain either. He had like, I'm not gonna say depth, but he had, through his dialogue, you were told what this character is willing to do, which is some fucked up shit. It didn't have to show you, and there's even some times where he was like, all right, we'll just do this and make the problem go away. And even where we see Becky, where she is in her life. And I like that. That's the retiring samurai trying to find peace, but still training.
But 16 years old.
But he's old and legit, like 16, 17 years old. It's like if you're Bruce Wayne. She's so much more together than Bruce Wayne. My God. She's so much a better person than Bruce Wayne is. Listen, Bruce, people have tragedy all day long. Not everyone fucking has to fucking needs a fucking butler. So I was into it.
All right, MZ.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first one was quite good. Didn't make my top 13, but it was good. I did enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with seeing people pound the shit out of neo-Nazis, especially if it's a teenage girl. I mean, not only does it play to her strengths, but also shows the idiocy of neo-Nazis. And that's exactly what happens here. Now, as far as in the first film, the neo-Nazis, they are a terrorist. They are a terrorist threat to a certain group of people. Whereas
all people, but yeah.
Well, no, not really. Whereas in this one, the terror is real to everybody.
Okay.
And boy, man, if this isn't a blueprint for what's going on in today's world, it was just note for note. You got your what were they called? The noblemen. You got your noblemen with their guns and their flags, and the shit that they're bringing up when they go to as the film progresses, we get to learn a little bit more about them, what their story is, what their plans are. And man, if it doesn't sound right out of the Proud Boys playbook, I don't know what does. Very topical movie. And also in terms, because of this, it's also really kind of spooky and kind of scary. This one's actually a bit of a how would I put it? An attention getter, emotionally. This will get your attention. And if you're on the wrong side of politics, this is surely going to piss you off.
As it should.
Yeah.
Wait, when you say on the wrong side of politics, what do you mean by that? I just want
the one with the big red R on it.
Okay, yeah, that's the wrong side. Yes, okay.
Yeah. I mean, because the way they're portrayed, they're going to agree with, but the way they were dispatched, they're not going to find to be so entertaining.
Yeah.
And they're going to be seen as the evil force, and that's going to piss them off. No matter how good they think their intentions are, and they're not, they're going to be pissed off. And so it's right out of the playbook of today's society, and it cannot be ignored. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I like I've been saying before, I don't want to get into some deep philosophical discussion about it, but it does need to be discussed. But yeah, and because of that, the film has a real looming threat, but with it sprinkled in amounts of lighthearted comedy, or and some dark comedy for that matter. It kind of eases the tension a little bit.
Just easing the tension, babe.
Yeah, babe. Just easing the tension. But that's what I got out of it, is that this is a movie that speaks to the society of today in this country, the atmosphere in this country, and when you look back in history, we're probably going to see this as being a far more important movie than we're seeing it right now.
All right, and for me, yeah, I mean, we saw Becky, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 years ago? 4 years maybe. And actually, I think it was the beginning of the pandemic, right? I think we looked that up, so it was about 3 years ago, maybe just over. And it's interesting. I think the thing I like about this series is it does show the sort of like dirty side of extremism, I guess, if you will. And because a lot of us wouldn't, and I'm not saying that this is accurate. I mean, I have no idea, like, honestly, but to just see, it's almost like this fantasy fulfillment, right? Like, we all kind of wish we could do something like that to some of these people, sure, right? Whether or not we actually want to do it or not, or, like, not saying we wish harm on horrible people, or maybe we do. I don't know. I'm not speaking for you guys on that, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, there's some people I totally wish harm on. Like,
yeah,
I totally
yeah,
do.
of course, yeah.
But I think is there should we finally name a genre? Like, we have like certain genres, like your rape revenge drama, or your whatever you want to call it. But should it now be called like a fuck around and find out genre? Like, because both these two movies are fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
pictures.
this like Green Room you could put in there, right?
Right.
What was another one we did this year? I'm forgetting the name. Anyways, I thought we did one other one that dealt with something similar.
I'm sure we did. There's a one like we did years ago. I think with the vacation one and the girl, in the desert, beautiful house, but
Revenge.
Revenge.
Well, yeah, that was just that was a rape revenge movie. But
All right, fair,
I'm talking about.
Fuck around and find out. I think Green Room is great.
Yeah. But it's specifically extremist groups, like white supremacist, like extremist groups. And I guess in a way, like Mad Heidi didn't really go there. That was more of like a sort of Swissploitation. But
right.
Wasn't it Holy Shit? Or am I thinking of the one in the porta potty? Wasn't there? All right. Well.
Was that Holy Shit?
Anyways, let's. Yeah. we'll move on. It's.
Yeah.
There's
something there. There's nothing yet.
But there's I think what's interesting is the trajectory of this series. I mean, we have 2 films now. Maybe we'll have a third. I mean, it seems like there's a possibility, but the trajectory has shown the rise of extremism in like white supremacist groups in this country, because like the first one, it's just like it's neo-Nazis sort of like they're underground in a way, like trying not to be out in the open but to do their thing still. And in this, They talk about, we're going to an insurrection. Like it's like, oh fuck, they talk about a rally. And it sounded a lot like that fucking rally where they had like the fucking torches in
yeah,
I forget what town that was, and was it North Carolina?
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville, yeah. Thank you.
Charlottesville.
So there's a lot of parallels to some real world events that you could sort of like, pin on a timeline and be like, yep. And yeah, good.
And had they gone to their plan and not fucked around with a fucking, from their perspective, a underage blonde girl, but they all done fucked around and found out.
Yeah. Corny's got it. Sisu is a fuck around and find out film.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up.
Absolutely.
Sisu, the parallels between this and Sisu are incredible.
Yeah.
They're basically the same movie.
Down to the dogs.
Right. It's basically the same movie.
That's funny. So yeah, I think this one, I think because I knew what to expect from the series, this one might not have hit as hard, because that first one took me by surprise because I didn't know what to expect, So I don't know if this one hit as hard, but I feel like it's sort of important to show that this is a thing that's going on, and it is a legit thing. I mean, it's a little crazy for a 16-year-old girl to take out a fucking incel group, But
you know what though? But I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
No, good.
But it was that like, okay, she's got some fucking grace in her, man. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
she's got some fucking.
Expand on that, because some people may not know what you mean. You're talking about Nightwing, right?
Yeah, like a teen Dick Grayson, a teen superhero. I mean, she was forged. Her dad was killed by some fucking neo-Nazi prick cocksuckers. She had to fight him. You know what I mean? So she's been training. So she's like teenage, not Linda Blair, Terminator 2, Linda Hamilton, fucking, what's her name?
Linda Hamilton?
No, but like the character, Sarah Connor. She's a teenage Sarah Connor, younger than Sarah Connor was when she was starting doing Sarah Connor shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the thing I liked about this was I liked that they showed like her continuing her training, basically, like that she's more badass. Like she is continuing on with this, and even that scene at the beginning where she's going to the foster family, I thought was like, it kind of shows that whole, if we're talking about Batman or Nightwing, it kind of shows that duality of like, yes, you have to maintain this persona, but deep down, you're a fucking neo-Nazi white supremacist, like killing machine.
But I love her acclamation. She's like, I hope. Is there a church group I could possibly join?
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, yes.
She was really laying it on thick.
Yeah.
But her foster parents, they were just eating it up. They're like, oh, this is great.
She called me mom.
Yeah, but she knew
And she played it up. And she played it up. She played it up really, really well. It was to a comedic effect.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, it's one of those eye rolling things that you just gotta say, Jesus Christ, they're just eating this shit up. And she played it great, way over the top, but great. I thought she did a great job in that scene.
Yeah, I agree. So it's pretty much my first sort of impression. I think we'll get a little bit more into the nuts and bolts and the nitty gritty, and then kind of go from there. So, this one, we get that scene at the beginning with the foster family, and then she's staying with another woman who, after that, and the woman kind of like, sort of imparts some important sort of lessons, I guess you could say, like, because she has to kind of balance the violence with, with some other things, and, showing her gratitude and, and all these things. I thought was kind of an interesting dynamic.
Well, I think it too is. I think she wanted a family. Like she obviously misses her dad, and she wants love. I don't think she wanted court-appointed bullshit.
Well, right.
But I think she found that woman who, looked the other way or realized that this was a young girl that needed help and wasn't going to ask a lot of questions. And she's like, you are 18, aren't you? She's like, yeah. It's like, fucking help me help you, darling. Like, help me.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you're 18. Don't tell me the truth.
Right.
And
yeah, she was very trusting woman. Didn't, like you said, didn't ask any questions and just accepted her in. And there's a small dialogue exchange that talks about that, how why didn't you ask me what I'm doing, why I came to you all by myself, and it was a brief exchange, but it was an important one.
Yeah.
And just game recognizes game, that's a new buzzword, but like she knows
new buzzword. That's like 20 years old.
Yeah. Oh, is it really? Well, 20 years old. Okay, sorry.
I don't know. I just don't hate the player, hate the game.
Okay, but like it means like she recognizes like this girl's been through some shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure the kindly older woman's been through some shit.
Yeah.
So let's help you get through some shit together.
Oh, by the way, that kindly old woman was nurse number 2 on The Sopranos, Raven Shadow.
I thought she was.
She was in one episode.
I thought she was, for real.
One episode.
She was also in Cosby. She played Mrs. Henderson in one episode of Cosby.
Oh, shit.
Not The Cosby Show, Cosby. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I did like, I thought that was important too, to show some of the development of the character. I think one of my favorite scenes was that the fucking diner scene when those fucking
yeah,
what are they again? I keep forgetting. Not Proud
assholes.
I want to say Proud Boys because that's
Noblemen. Yeah,
Noblemen.
Yeah.
Noblemen.
So when they come in and she fucking dumps the coffee on that Wolverine looking motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And she didn't take any bullshit either.
No.
She was.
That's the thing I liked. Like she would grin and like smile and pretend like everything's okay, but then like even that thing with the guy where she had that vision of cutting his throat, like even something like that was a nice little touch where we see this little vision of what she's thinking. She's like, oh, but I didn't do that. But
honey,
I wanted
sweetie.
to.
Yeah.
So
Disconnect.
I mean, clearly there's a lot of underlying trauma that makes this acceptable. And it's one of those things that you just have to, as a viewer, accept that she's been through some shit and this is who she is. Like that's just what it is. Like there's not gonna be too many 16-year-old girls who are like fucking assassins like this. Or none, rather, I should say.
Yeah.
But then again, though, she grew up in that life now. Like Coral from Walking Dead. Like she.
Oh yeah.
Was forced to adapt, and I think this is one of those sequels like First Blood to Rambo 2. Like things escalated, and I was along like, yeah, let's see where this goes. I was along for the ride. Let's up the gangster.
I had a little bit of a problem with it though, in terms of her character development. Simply because, and this is just my way of thinking, she's like a 15, 16-year-old girl, and and her first thoughts are, being conniving towards foster couples who take her in, where she just runs away immediately. To also enhancing her survival tactics, for reasons really unknown, because it seems like once she dispatched the baddies in the first film, you think everything would be fine. Now, of course, without the sequel, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have the baddies in the sequel if they weren't there. You know what I mean? But I just think like, she kind of expelled all time away from like what normal 15, 16-year-old girls would do, hang out with their friends and, and all this other stuff. And she kind of like divorced herself from that and just started living a strictly survivalist and at times manipulative lifestyle.
Dude, though, like, I think I'm not going to speak for all teenagers, but I think people are manipulative for various reasons. We know how to manipulate grown-ups in a sense, but I think he's a character that had significant trauma from, not only did she lose her dad at an early age to fucking, neo-Nazi fucks, but she also killed some people. So maybe in this 2-year time frame, she tried to do the whole fucking good stepdaughter find a family thing. But I've never been in the system, but my knowledge of the system probably sucks. So I'm sure she's probably encountered some guys who like wanted a special girl that wanted to sit on their lap. Like I'm sure she saw some darkness in some of these places, and she became a survivor. So I think Griff is gonna grift, and she's gonna stay strong. And I don't know. I think her strength totally makes sense to me. And then add on the action movie shit to go through it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
mean,
love it.
I agree. I agree that I mean, she's a young girl and she kind of has to she learns, I think, because they said she's been through 4 foster houses. Is that something like 3 or 4?
Yeah.
So after a while, like I understand the running away thing is kind of like a little weird, but like after a while, she just has to learn to play the game, and otherwise, like what's going to happen to her, So
it ain't all Mam and George, bro.
So I feel like she learns to kind of play that game of needing to to just play along and be what people expect her to be and not what she actually is. But as you can see, that kind of wears thin on her and she can't keep it up. And then she finds someone who does, who is able to sort of like respect her in the way that she needs to, and then of course now she loses that person. So also just as a Trigger warning. There is some violence to a dog in this.
God damn it! I was afraid you were going to bring that up.
Why are you afraid that I was going to bring this up?
Warning! 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 Animal violence! Warning! It's fake. It's a movie. Warning! Warning!
Yes, it is fake, and it's a movie. But you know what? Like, some people are very empathetic, and that affects them. So it's because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean it's not going to affect other people, and it's kind of dickish to assume that everyone should be just like you. Because if we were, we'd be in trouble as a country.
But isn't it kind of dickish to assume that everyone is like you?
Oh shit!
When I say trigger warning, that's a warning for whoever wants it. If you don't want to heed that warning, you don't have to. You can tell me to fuck off. That's fine. But
fuck off.
Shit.
I miss the days when I could just lower everybody's volume like individually. Although wait, I do have something I could do to MZ. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't have it here. Never mind. I was gonna do the GIF.
I thought you were gonna do it. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I don't have it in this one with the three of us. I mean that's fine, MZ. You don't have me saying it. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, like, I need it. I need the trigger warning. But some people might. Yeah, and that's all it is. Hey, here's a warning. If you haven't seen the movie, there is some animal violence, and for me, seeing that, it affects me, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, this. Yes, it's fake. It's a movie. But hearing a dog fucking squeal in pain is not fun to hear.
No, it's not fun to hear. Of course not. And what happens to the dog. Everything happens off. It all happens off camera. So you don't see anything happen to the dog.
Yeah.
But they beat him off camera. That's good. The old days.
The ASPCA is on the set of every movie that has animals in it, regardless of what their role is in the film. The ASPCA is there to monitor everything, to make sure that everything is copacetic. The dog is fine.
Well, of course.
We're supposed to believe about what did happen to the dog.
Well, no, I mean, the Death Star wasn't really blown up as a model, but you get carried away in the film. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but do you need a trigger warning for it?
Well,
some people may.
Oh, God.
I know some contractors.
You know some contractors?
Who built, I was trying to do a Jedi joke.
Oh.
And she's and Becky is really possessive of her dog. She really loves Diego, and Diego is an awesome dog, by the way.
Holy shit!
That is a great dog, and it's weird how it kind of plays into what happens later on in the film, where I feel that there's a little bit of unevenness as far as a character goes. Who the hell was it? The Wolverine-looking guy.
he's the director, actually, one of the directors.
That's
really?
Yeah, it's Matt Angel. Yeah.
He was such a heel. I thought it was the dude throwing up. Okay.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was too.
Oh, unless I'm misunderstanding. Sean, which one was Sean?
I think Sean
was the guy. Sean was the clean cut guy, not the good guy with the hat. The Weasley kind of shorter guy.
No, that was DJ or BJ.
Oh, that was DJ. Oh, okay. Jesus, I don't know who anybody is anymore.
It was a big cast. It was like Endgame. There was 3 villains.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking to see if I can find some. Yeah, you might be right. He might be the nice guy.
Hang on, I'll be right back. The safe house is crazy right now. Hang on one second.
Okay. So maybe it's possessed by ghosts.
Yeah.
But with what is said later on in the film about how a dog loves its owner,
Yeah.
And with that guy there, we'll just call him Wolverine because we still don't know his goddamn name.
Well, I actually looked up. So you're right. The director Matt Angel played Sean, the nice guy of the three, if you want to call one of the fucking
the guy
noblemen.
The guy with the hat.
Yes,
yeah, and but I just felt like it just kind of there was a little bit of unevenness with the character and its understanding of dog and dog's best, man is dog's best friend or dog is man's best friend. There was a little bit of unevenness there. I won't go into detail about it. That's no big deal to me. But I love that goddamn dog.
Yeah.
But man, and next thing you know, Becky starts going into reconnaissance mode.
Yeah.
She starts infiltrating the enemy camp, and that scene, the dinner table scene, was really spooky to me. That really made me uneasy. Trigger warning. That really made me uneasy because it's just how I would envision one of those Proud Boy cocksucker meetings to be going on about. It would go just like that, and with American flags all over the place, and guns everywhere, and weapons and explosives, and all this other shit, and and quoting the fucking Bible, and just warping the words that are in that goddamn book, and making coming up with their own theories as to why we're doing not we, but why they're doing what they're doing, and their intentions of taking down a what they consider to be a political enemy. It just hit all those right spots for me to make me feel really uncomfortable, because I know that that's the kind of shit that's going on in this country right now. And it's really it's really unsettling. I found that dinner table scene to be very uneasy for me.
Yeah, I think that was a really good scene. And another scene I really liked was so with Sean, which is one of the directors, Matt Angel, and Sean William Scott's character Daryl, when they were when he kind of took him aside after he went to the bathroom and threw up. He's kind of talking to him, and he's talking about he first talks about the thumb drive, and I thought that whole scene was actually really compelling, of like telling like, oh yeah, like like kind of planting the seed, because he knew something was off, and he planted the seed for him to sort of come forward and be good about about letting him know about things that have happened. So I thought that was a really well done scene. And let's see, so just to kind of talk about the violence real quick, I thought some of it was really good. The grenade, that was well executed. I will say not the final death. I thought the final death was perfect, but the one before it, which was like almost like the climax, I thought that was anticlimactic. I mean, do you guys agree with that, or did it work for you?
I think that was just placed in there for I don't want to say comedic effect, but for lighthearted levity. It kind of it shocked me. I was really surprised by it.
Wait, I just want to make sure we're talking about the same one. We're talking about the traps.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. It's the climax, basically.
Oh no! I was talking about the one
after
we thought was dead.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. That was funny. I thought that was well done.
Yeah, and then but the bear trap scene, that was just pure enjoyment. It was anticlimactic. I will agree. It didn't have that punch, like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it really didn't have that punch. And also, I gotta say, I kind of like didn't really agree with the order in which these noblemen
Yeah.
fell to their demise. I feel like it should have gone in a different order.
I agree. I would agree with that. I think one of the characters should have been like second to last or something. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
and I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yep. I mean, kind of started it all, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that would. I mean, it was. I liked the way they did it, and it kind of subverted expectations because you thought that maybe he was like gonna be like the big baddie or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can appreciate that, but I do think that it would have been better to have him stick around for a while, and then, and then it's like, okay, yeah, now he's gonna fucking get it.
Yeah.
But they made a decision. I will say, I think my favorite part of the whole movie was Courtney Gaines' scene when he's kind of crawling, and then first of all, I loved when Becky came out with that whatever that fucking heavy machinery was she was driving with like the fucking gas mask on, and she's like laughing in the gas mask. I was like, that is fucking hilarious, and I loved like sort of the outcome of that particular gag. I thought that was funny, but when she starts showing sympathy for him, when he's like, I got a kid, like I swear I'll be good to women, I'll never do anything like this again. He's like, it's like, oh shit, this dude might be like legit. And then she's like, what's his name? And when he said his kid's name, I fucking lost it. I could not fucking believe it, and her reaction was perfect.
Yeah, you lost it. She fucking lost.
Yeah.
Oh my
Holy
god.
Shit.
I never seen anything like that.
That was perfect because you think it's going one way, right? And then him, like, just when he says the name, it's like, oh my fucking god, dude. Even in that situation, you lie, right? Like,
yeah.
Out of all the names.
Well, you know what? When he said that, I just want my boy to grow up to be the best man he could be, or something like that, or I just want him to raise him to be the best man he could be. For considering what he is, you take that with a severe grain of salt.
Right. Unfucking believable. When he said the name, God. I was like, no. And her reaction was just fucking like picture perfect. Like,
yeah.
Holy
beautiful.
Shit.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent. Well done.
That to me, I think that was a highlight. That was like, just that alone, building up to that scene was like, okay, yeah, like this movie is like gets a pass for like anything else that might that might come after it that doesn't work out as well.
What do you think of the battle wound that he got before that?
Oh, that was good too. Yeah. Courtney Gaines fucking he had a rough go of it in this.
Yeah. Don't hate the player, hate the gains.
Don't hate the player, hate the gains. Oh shit.
Yeah, he was great. He put on some weight.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't recognize him at first, and the hair it completely threw me off.
And the beard and the big ass red beard he has.
Yeah.
I saw him in the credits. I'm like, all right, so where is he? There's only one redhead in the whole goddamn movie. It's gotta be him.
Yeah.
It has to be him, and it is him. He was good. Everybody was good. I will say though, I think Sean William Scott, he was good. Okay, but I will also say this: you could have got anybody to play that role. Honestly, all you have to do is tell them to turn on your worst possible human instincts, your worst possible human traits, and just go with it. There were times where I felt like he was going into acting class 101 with his you know the kind of person he is, but you know he's also smiling as well while he's making like, you know, meager little threats which sound like nothing, but they really are going to turn into something. And you know, it's through his little his smiling and his occasional laughter that you really kind of feel like, you know, I mean, it's a good performance, don't get me wrong, but I just also feel like it's a performance that I think anybody could have done.
That's fair. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I think his name on the poster definitely carries some weight. So if you can get him, I think it's you know, it's good. But I think you're right. I think anyone could have played it. But I think he played it well. Like, I think his screen presence kind of sold you a little bit on, you know, sort of some of the sort of sides with him, like being a little sympathetic at times, you know, like even though he's a bastard, like I feel like there's some times when you're kind of like, yeah, I mean, he's charismatic. You could see him being like a charismatic leader of this organization, you know. That made sense to me. So yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think that he was the person they had, and he worked well with this. So, all right, well, let's see. Anything else you got, Raven Shadow? Are you muted, or can you? I haven't heard you talk in a while. I don't hear you, Raven Shadow.
Raven Shadow, wake up! Hey,
I don't hear you.
Raven Shadow, are you there? Raven Shadow, you're on the air. Actually, he's not on the air.
Safe house.
All right, so we'll just continue talking.
Safe house, you're on the air. I see you holding your hand up, but I can't hear you.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I hear a beeping sound too. I liked the little Sam Raimi inspired montage of Bex getting herself prepared for battle.
Bex, listen to you.
That was fun. That's Sam Raimi inspired right there. You can't miss it. Yeah, I mean, it's a topical movie, you know. It's a topical movie. It's shit that's going on right now, and I think, you know, and it sets itself up for another sequel, which could be a lot of fun. But the question is, where do you go from here? And I think I know where.
Well, I mean, they kind of show you, but
well, given the ending that they give us, I think her next sights are on Russia. And Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, we hear you now. Hey,
he's alive.
Hey.
And some kind of Russian military. You know,
I don't know. That seems like a big leap forward. I think the thumb drive is the thing.
I'm thinking she might be more on a presidential scale.
She got to save the president next.
No, not save. Maybe a front runner.
Well, she has to be 35 years old, so that's not going to work.
Yeah.
No. Meaning, I think we've seen like the cells. We've seen an organized insurrection. Her only next thing she's going to take care of is maybe she's working in a cafe that happens to be a front runner for a certain political party.
Could be.
She takes out the Trump version in that world.
Okay. All right. Well, in a way, she
already
did that. Well, in a way, she did that in this film.
No, she took out a mid-card captain or a capo, but like,
well, she took out an incel of what this film's vision of the Proud Boys, noble men. Come on, I mean,
right? Oh yeah, it's
so obvious.
Yeah, they're not. They're definitely not even hiding it. It's super obvious.
Yeah, but she has the list. You know, she's got.
You just made the list.
She made the list.
It's gonna have Chris Jericho.
Awesome. That'd be a fucking movie.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's interesting. Like, I could see this series sort of paralleling. I mean, I already said it kind of did, but paralleling what's happening with white supremacy in this country, and like she is just so like dead set against letting it grow that you know, because. And the interesting thing about the way that it ends and sort of who talks to her at the end, it sort of hints that, you know what, like maybe this isn't something that we can actually deal with on like a normal level, you know, like talking to people. People are being, you know, the sort of like going to the extreme end of things. They're being, you know, sort of like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Going on to the extreme end of things. And so it's not something you can deal with like normally. So I could see something like that where it's sort of this undercover operation. But yeah, it's an interesting film. It's they deal with some relevant topics of what's going on in today's world, and it does it in a way that, you know, yes, is it sort of in the same vein as a John Wick or a Sisu or something like that? Yeah, of course.
Sure.
But the big difference is we have in this case, 16-year-old girl doing it, you know, and that's different. It gives it a different spin on things. And, you know, like what if maybe in the next one she's trying to fit into like high school or something, you know, like we don't really get to see her too much in that world, right?
And it's sprinkling with mythology. Like, what's the first key? Who's on this list? Both movies added something different. Where, like, I think John Wick 1 is a fucking masterpiece. Everything after that, I think is too much. Is it cool, badass? Yeah, sure. It's too fucking much.
No, it's not enough.
I do in my heart of hearts. I love it. It's great, but like, I like what Becky is sprinkling some things here. Like, I want to see fucking 3 more fucking Becky movies, or 4, to give you 9.
I am totally down for this to become like a legit franchise.
Yeah.
You know? But at some point, the only thing is that at some point, you know, the appeal of this of both of these films is that it's this young teenage girl, you know, and she can't be a teenager forever.
Right, of course.
But once she starts hitting adulthood, the appeal, I feel, is going to start wearing off unless they really start writing something really spectacular.
It would have to grow with her character, you know, with her age. I think in order for it to work, like it doesn't make sense to like keep her at 16, you know, or something like that. So
you can't do that.
Yeah. So, but who knows? I mean, it's set up for another one. We'll go in that direction. You know, who knows? If this one, I guess it depends on how well this one does, and then they'll probably take it from there. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I mean, on one hand, this is the origin. This is the origin of a future badass. You know, this is Bruce going fucking a Bruce Wayne, aka Batman.
Whoa, Bruce Wayne's Batman?
I know, Wolfie, it's crazy. But like him training to do his shit. This is Becky training to do her badass fucking ass whooping. I can't wait till she runs fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. Give her an eye patch. Make that movie. Right?
All right. Let's go to the verdict on this one and find out what everyone's final verdict was. Let's do that now.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right. It is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether the wrath of Becky was a trick or a treat. And any final thoughts? Let's start with MZ.
Okay. Well, ultimately, this is a lot like Sisu. You just want to see some pieces of shit motherfuckers get trounced upon, and that's the whole appeal of Sisu, and that's the whole appeal of this. What makes this one separate from Sisu is that instead of a war-torn soldier, you got a 16-year-old girl.
Yep.
And strangely enough, I have to hold off my disbelief meter. I have to turn on my disbelief meter more for Sisu than I do for this. Strangely enough, it's well written. It's very well acted. I think Courtney Gaines steals the show. I think Sean William Scott is very good too. But like I said before, anybody could play that role. Lulu Wilson is a hoot. She's a riot, because it's not just her being a total badass. It's her whole personality, her sarcasms and her body language, her facial expressions. The whole bag just works for me. I just love what she's doing with this character, and I'm really looking forward to see what she does in the next film, because there's gonna be a next one. There has to be. I'd be disappointed if there wasn't. The kills are violent and gory. There's a lot of suffering going on. There's a couple of surprises that happen that I didn't see coming, and I was pleasantly surprised when they did. And Diego the dog kicks ass. I do love that dog. So all that said, this is going to be a pretty heavy treat for me. I did enjoy this. I enjoyed this a little more than the first film. But this is a treat for me, yes.
All right. Raven Shadow.
I'm with MZ. I did enjoy this more than the first picture. And I don't see this as a sequel. I think I see this as the next installment. And I'm super excited where this character goes. I'm super excited for this character. The highest praise, one of the highest praise I could do. I want action figures of the triumvirate from Train to Busan. I want a Randy action figure from that movie we love so much.
Low Life.
Speaking of neo-Nazis.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. You don't know his struggle.
I know.
Yeah. Comes with or without the Nazi tattoo.
I would get Randy with the mask on, to be fair. He would have different heads.
It should come with a mask, yeah, so you can put it on.
He would have different heads, right? That's McFarlane style. And I want Becky and Diego, bro. I had a blast with this picture. I want to see her run amok and fucking fuck up motherfuckers in future installments. So super high treat. So much fun. Loved it. Treat.
All right. For me, yeah, also a treat. I had fun with this. It's hard for me to say if I like this one better than the first one or not, because I feel like the first one took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting that kind of picture. But this one, I feel like I had an idea of what we were going to get. So not that makes a film, elevates it over another one, but, and it's also been a few years since I've seen the first one, so I'd have to kind of watch it, I think. But yeah, this one was good. It had really good violence, and it is kind of a timely story, and it's kind of like this power fantasy fulfillment of all these fucks, whether you think they deserve to die or not, in a movie setting, it's not bad to see this happen to them. So I think for me this is a treat. This is a fun watch, and I've mentioned this kind of thing before, but this movie has a very memorable scene when she asks Courtney Gaines' character what his son's name was.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, Holy shit! That to me was like, there's a lot of good stuff in this, but that was like the fucking highlight. Like that was like, oh my god, come on.
Like, Courtney Gaines was the shit in this movie.
He was, yeah. He was. I still can't believe I had no fucking idea it was him. Like until like halfway through, I'm like, that's got to be him. I haven't seen him yet. Yeah. So, yeah, treat. So treats all around for Wrath of Becky. It is available on VOD if you guys want to check it out, and you can rent it or buy it on Prime, Apple TV Plus, wherever you get your VOD. You can check it out there. So, yeah, especially if you've seen the first one, you'll like this. If you haven't seen the first one,
you'll like this one anyway.
I think so, yeah. I think, and even, it's funny. I think I saw EF post his review of this, and he hadn't seen the first one. But they actually give you, like, a quick little, like, synopsis of, like, like, what happened. Like, it's not like a previously on Becky. It's like, kind of what happened, and you find out that her what happened to her dad and all that stuff. So it does a good job. I don't think you need to see the original, but obviously it adds additional context and all that. So all right. Well, next week we are going to be talking about a film that just hit VOD. Or actually is just about to hit VOD. I apologize. It is hitting VOD tomorrow. And that is the film Cobweb. It had a short theatrical run, and it was actually somewhat successful, kind of like out of nowhere. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is an A24 picture. Oh, you know what? I don't think it is. Talk to Me is the one. I'm confusing it with Talk to Me, which is an A24 picture. So I apologize. This one is directed by Samuel Bodin, and he did previously. Actually, I haven't seen this, but I wanted to. Did you guys ever see the TV series Marianne? It was on Netflix.
No, is that like a spin-off of Gilligan's Island?
No. When a famous horror writer goes back to her hometown, she finds out that the evil spirit that plagues her dreams is also there in real life. So I know it got some decent.
Yes.
I think, yeah, it's
yeah, I did see that.
It's it wasn't in English. It's French, I believe. Yeah, French.
French, right. Yeah. Good. It was a good series. Unfortunately, they canceled it after like after the first season. It was really good. It had some really good spooky moments on it.
Cool. Well, that's good to hear because that bodes well for Cobweb. But yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Marianne, and I was curious to check it out, but obviously that didn't happen. He did. This is interesting. I'm guessing this is a fan film, maybe, but he did a Batman short called Ashes to Ashes. Are you familiar with this at all, Raven Shadow?
No, I'm not.
It's a fan film, I think. I mean, it's a short done in 2009. It was 18 minutes, and it says 1938, driven by different but nevertheless essential reasons, Eddie, Charles, and Sergio decide to break into the huge manor that overhangs the city. Their enterprise soon starts to derail as the butler intercepts them. Blood is spilt. The three improvised murderers are on the run, their hands covered with blood, but at least they have the loot. For 3 weeks, intense and unreal sobs echo amongst the city's roofs. In this big town devastated by violence and prohibition, 3 novice gangsters start their ascent in the crime world. Meanwhile, a vengeful shadow goes on the hunt for them.
Oh, sounds fucking cool.
Yeah. So it has Harley Quinn, Joker, and then the other characters are, it says Charles, Eddie, and Sergio are the other characters. So
you say it's set in the 30s?
1938, yeah.
Interesting.
So, and that was done by Samuel Bowden, or I think is how you pronounce his name. And so he did the film Cobweb, which just came out in theaters, and it's a horror thriller that stars Anthony Starr, Raven Shadow, motherfucking Homelander.
Yeah, boy.
And also Lizzie Kaplan. That name is familiar to me.
Is that Gabe Kaplan's daughter?
Oh, she was in Cloverfield. She played Marlena.
Marlena.
Her name just sounds really familiar. She was in Castle Rock. She played Annie Wilkes in the Castle Rock TV series. And did you see The Disaster Artist, MZ?
Yes.
So she plays herself in that, I guess, Lizzie Kaplan. I don't know if you remember. I don't know how long she was in it because I haven't seen the film.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember her.
She was in that film, The Interview, that got banned because.
Oh yeah.
Because the China thing. Yeah. So I mean, she's been in a bunch of stuff. Her name just kind of rings out to me as being familiar, but I don't know that I've seen a lot of the stuff that she's been in. She was in Hot Tub Time Machine, True Blood. She played a character named Amy Burley. So she's done stuff. Probably, I think Cloverfield is the thing that I would recognize her from most. But the synopsis: horror strikes when an 8-year-old boy named Peter tries to investigate the mysterious knocking noises that are coming from inside the walls of his house and a dark secret that his sinister parents kept hidden. So we will do Cobweb next week. And as I mentioned, it'll be hitting VOD tomorrow on August 11th. So you guys can play along at home. And if you have thoughts, send them our way. podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And we'd love to hear from you. Speaking of hearing from you, we got a few voice messages. Actually, I thought we were only going to get one. So I was figuring we're close to the end here, but then we got two under the wire. So within the last 15 minutes. So let me get these queued up here, and then we'll do some voice messages. Always like hearing from folks. All right.
Yeah. I'm excited.
On here. What are you excited for?
Voicemails.
How come?
I like voicemails.
You like voice nails?
And males. I like males. I like voices. Put them together.
What do you got?
Voicemail.
All right.
That's fun.
I had to reopen a thing here. Hold on one sec.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again?
I don't want to do that to the computer, Raven Channel. It's not a good idea.
Did you unplug your keyboard lights?
Yes.
It's good.
Oh, that did it. Everything works now. Oh, my God. Fucking fixed. All right. Cool. I got the right thing open here. Now, I don't know who this one's from. It just says from the Discord chat. So maybe everybody in Discord chat just banded together and made one voice message.
Oh, like a We Are the World type thing.
Maybe. I mean, that's the only thing I could think it is, right?
That'd be fun.
All right, so let's play that one first, and then we'll get the other two loaded up. And is it going to add? What is going on here?
My name is Bullet.
One sec, I just have to relaunch fucking music, the music player that I use. Let's get this back open.
That Matthew McConaughey movie failure to relaunch? Is that what that is?
Sure.
Do you see the lights going on at MZ's house? I feel like he's watching. Is he watching?
He's watching baseball.
Street Trash? No.
He's probably watching baseball. Why don't you just ask him? He's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you ask me, dude?
Yeah. Jesus fuck.
I'd rather just talk to Wolfie. Wolfie, can you ask Monster Zero for me?
Baseball game's on.
Who's playing?
There's only one on. It's the Rockies and the Dodgers.
Rockies, Dodgers. Yep.
All
What's the score?
Nothing. Who's winning?
Who's winning?
Let's see. So in the chat room, Creepy Girl's hanging out. What's up, Creepy Girl?
Hey, baby.
And she says Marianne is legit scary.
It is.
And she said, I've been dying to see Cobweb.
All right, respect.
Well, there you go. Hopefully you get to see it this week, Creepy Girl. I'd love to hear what you think of Cobweb. It'll be hitting VOD tomorrow. All right. I got it queued up. Let's go ahead and hear from Discord chat. All fucking We Are the World style, I think. Maybe.
Hey guys, I have a quick question for you. You guys seen Let the Right One In, right? This Swedish like a vampire movie or whatever, and they did the American version, Let Me In.
Yep.
It's the same movie, right? I haven't seen Let Me In yet, but I've seen Let the Right One In, and I've enjoyed it immensely. But then I got this one dude saying Let Me In is better than Let the Right One In, and I'm like, isn't it the same damn movie, man? Except one of them is in Swedish and the other one is just American. Unless he hates the Swedes, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Hey, Raven Shadow, smoke up, brother.
Oh boy.
As soon as we end, baby. As soon as we end, baby.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be graced with the voice of an angel, Gene Siskel's balding head, sorry, or Gene Spalding, whatever. He uses them both. So I haven't seen Let Me In. Have you seen them both, MZ?
I've seen Let the Right One In.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen
I haven't seen Let Me In.
Raven Shadow.
I don't want to let anybody in, Wolfie.
Even Aries? You
Yeah, I don't
invite
know.
him in?
I tried.
You got all you can handle just being by yourself.
It's true. Yeah, true. There's a lot to handle. I'll tell you that much. What was that movie with Keanu Reeves and the two girls? Knock Knock?
Knock Knock.
They got let in.
Yeah. I cleaned your clothes.
I still think that might be that's in the running for worst movie we've ever watched for me.
Really? On the show?
Yeah, on the show.
I cleaned your clothes.
What did he say? It was something about pizza.
Yeah.
I bought you pizza. I fed you pizza. I cleaned your clothes.
You sucked my cock.
Yeah.
I think he said that, right?
I think he did say that.
That fucking movie. Oh, God. I'm surprised that didn't kill Keanu's fucking career.
He's so untouchable. Just make more John Wick movies and be nice to people.
That was before John Wick, I think.
No. I think he had one. I think one come out.
I think that was after. I think that was at least after the first one.
Yeah.
Let me take a look. Knock Knock.
That was around that movie with him and Aquaman.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch, yeah.
Keanu Reeves. Okay, so his 2015 was
Knock Knock.
Knock Knock. Yeah,
And 14 was Wick, I think.
Yeah, you're right. They came out. I mean, there is a possibility because he had longer hair in John Wick, and in Knock Knock his hair was shorter. So there's a possibility he filmed it before John Wick. But yeah, they came out.
True.
John Wick was 2014 and Knock Knock was 2015. So it didn't kill his career.
And didn't Eli Roth? They had a weekend. They filmed. Hey, come over the house. It was
yeah.
They kind of half-assed it, right?
Well, it starred his girlfriend at the time.
Oh, Eli Roth.
One of the girls was Eli Roth's girlfriend, the brunette.
Oh, okay.
Lorenza Izzo, or
that's her.
Okay.
No, Izzo for Shizzo.
Oh God. Oh yeah, Colleen Camp was in that movie. I forgot about that. Yeah, but then he went on a good run. He ended up doing Neon Demon and Bad Batch in 2016, but then after that, yeah, John Wick 2 and after that, he had a good run of other films, John Wick 3, whatever. All right, I'm not going to go through his fucking filmography right now. We got voice messages to play. So,
Yeah, boy.
Do it.
Gene Siskel, good to hear from you, man. I don't think we can answer your question because
I think we tried.
no one has seen. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see Let the Right One In again. It's been a while, and then I'd like to see Let Me In.
I saw the foreign one.
Let the Right One In.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, cool.
Manage.
So there you go. That's all we got. All right, now let's check in with our good buddy Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radios, it's Arkham Josh here, just calling in with a little bit of catching up. First, last week's the film, Sympathy for the Devil. I agree with a lot of the points that you guys made. This is not a bad movie. It is an entertaining movie, but there's really nothing new here, and nothing that really grabbed me at all during the runtime of the film. Frankly, at times, it was a little bit of a struggle to not just look at my phone. Had some good action set pieces and some funny moments, but overall, it just didn't work for me. So, I don't know. I'm going to say it's barely a trick and not a recommend. So, I feel like I wasn't too far off from where you guys, but I think you guys might have liked it a little bit more than me. But yeah, so barely a trick, not a recommend. So this week's film, Wrath of Becky. I've been looking forward to this. I missed it when it was in its short theatrical run, and I've been looking forward to catching up with it. I really liked the first film. And so I was really looking forward to this sequel, because I was a fan of the first film, and I was really curious how or if they were going to tackle certain minor controversies surrounding the first film. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, there was a group of people that had pointed out that even though in the first film Becky is our de facto hero, there were some things that could have been played where she was our hero, but she was not a good person. And that is just due to some design things and some of the way the story played out, which I'm sure was quite intentional. You knew that she was going after these people because of the home invasion aspect, because they killed her father. But there was also small reasons to believe that she did not necessarily disagree with them idealistically. And so it kind of created some controversy online of people saying are they making a hero out of a potentially white supremacist character? But I feel like that they did intentionally tackle that in this one. We have the roommate character, which for most could be kind of a big, a big tell. That's the most obvious one, is the roommate character. But the other interesting thing, for astute viewers who may have come from the 80s and 90s punk, hardcore, oi, street punk kind of like subcultures, and had any familiarity with the, I guess what
Laces?
you would call Laces code.
Laces, okay.
The only
All
thing
right.
I could really compare it to would be the hanky code. But
The white laces,
in
okay.
those certain communities, if you are wearing boots the color of the laces on the boots tend to have a meaning.
And I wondered that too.
Now, throughout the film, Becky is wearing yellow laces. And that is actually a very important distinction because yellow laces were the kind of chosen lace of the skinhead community that was the anti-racist and against the neo-Nazis. So they were most actively adopted by a kind of movement and group that referred to them as the Sharps, which stood for Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. So I found it very interesting that, they did make sure to, stick that in and kind of, I guess, put to rest any of the rumors of the potential reading of her character in a different way in the first film. All right, now to move on from that, I feel like this film took a little bit more of a goofy tone and approach to the story, which I had no problem with. I thought it all worked very well. I thought a lot of the characters were, appropriately hammed up, exaggerated bad guys. I thought, Lulu Wilson did a great job at reprising the role of Becky, and I thought a lot of the action set pieces were a lot of fun, and at some points really gross. So, yeah, I'm going to say Wrath of Becky is definitely a treat and a recommend. So, I don't know. I hope you guys are having a good one. I'm really looking forward to going back tomorrow and checking out you guys' discussion of this. And I don't know, hopefully I'll talk to you guys soon. All right? Bye.
Awesome, Josh. Always good to hear from you. And yeah, that's interesting. And Raven Shadow, sounds like you had sort of thought about that too. You had some thoughts. I didn't know the laces theory. I wasn't privy to that, but it is interesting. I always love Josh brings up really interesting elements of sort of like online discourse and stuff like that. So the fact that Becky was thought of as, this sort of anti-hero who maybe didn't necessarily disagree with some of the stuff that the neo-Nazis were doing. Like I don't remember that stuff very well, so I'm not sure like what that stuff was, but
Yeah, I don't remember that from the first one. I do. I wouldn't mind revisiting Becky proper.
Yeah, definitely have to revisit.
Just give her a call. You could go hang out with her.
Hey, Becky, pick up. Pick up. I didn't pick up any of that in the first movie, but I will say though, and I'm glad Josh mentioned it. Like it did stick out for me when she was getting her gear on. I'm not too sure where the red jumpsuit came from either, but like the yellow laces did stand out for me.
Yeah, and they were pretty prominent too.
They were prominent. I know. I know what. I have a little idea what Josh is referring to. I'm aware of that. That art. I was, a lot of shows back in the day. Like white laces, fucking racist. I think red laces meant you killed somebody. Depending on the circle, you know what I mean. But like, it was funny. They stood out to me when she was getting her gear on.
Yep.
And they stood out to me in a scene towards the end where I had forgotten that she was wearing them.
Yep.
She was all decked out in black.
Yeah, but I didn't know that Becky was wearing like.
It was like the last scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I noticed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it might have been a different person that was not Becky. So like, it makes sense if yellow is anti, racist
yeah.
fucker. And there's definitely some skin, in that culture that weren't fucking. It's a whole fucking gimmick. They weren't fucking Nazi bastards, but yeah, I'm glad Josh mentioned that.
Yeah, me too.
Because there's a whole lace fucking subculture fucking thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking tasting the rainbow.
All right, Josh. As always, good to hear from you.
Yeah.
And also, you had some thoughts on Sympathy for the Devil. Kind of agreed with what we were saying. So, not much to comment on there. But we got one more, and this is from our boy First Time Mike.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. Hope everything is well with you all. First things first, hello. Second, this is in response to my voicemail from the anniversary episode. Thank you for your guys' kind words. I'm doing a lot better now. What I was in the hospital for is healing up really good. Just gotta do some topical stuff and bandage up the wound area, but I'm doing a lot better with that.
Oh, good.
And hopefully it heals up by the end of the year. There's some other stuff that trying to get myself out healthied up so I stick around for a good long time. And but again, thank you for your guys' kind words. I did watch the video when I did your voicemail, and the timing was so freaking perfect that I just was laughing my ass off.
The smoking.
And an answer to my friend Raven Shadow. I'm not psychic, Raven Shadow. I'm a time and dimension traveler. First time Mike. Duh. Got a cosmic treadmill in my car.
Oh shit!
Going around in time and space, wreaking havoc and helping out. You should know these things. You're a comic book fan. This is First Time Mike. Gonna be enjoying the show tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to pop in on the live show and at least say hi. And wishing everybody all the best. Enjoy the rest of the summer because Labor Day is coming up soon. But whatever you do, especially with the heat, be safe, stay hydrated because I want to see you, hear you guys during Halloween and beyond. Love you, everybody. This is First Time Mike Drop. Out. Bye.
Awesome. Great to hear from First Time Mike, as always. Glad he's on the mend, healing up.
Yeah.
I hope everything continues to go well. And yeah, I say First Time Mike, do it, man. Do whatever you got to do to stick around for a little longer.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I don't want to speak for MZ, but MZ's been making some changes in his life, and I'm proud of him. So there you go.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for voice messages. Let me just actually take one more quick look. You never know. One could have snuck in under the wire. Nope.
That's it. Show's over.
That it? Well, that is because there's no more voice messages. Go home.
Show's over, said the girl.
All right. Let's see what else. If there's anything else to mention, I don't believe so. So yeah, let's wind it down. Raven Shadow, you staying up all night? What's going on?
I think so. Yeah. No, I gotta. Yeah, I'm partying. I got some leftover pizza. It's fun.
Where's Ollie?
He's in the bedroom with Mary and they're vibing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
They're hanging out.
Cool. So
now,
how's Ollie during the car ride?
He was good. I got some pictures. He was sitting in my lap for the first hour, and then we made him a bed, so he was sitting in the back. So it was nice.
Nice. Yeah,
he enjoyed that.
It's easier when dogs travel well because it's nerve-wracking when they're just all stressed out and everything. So,
but he doesn't give a fuck about me putting a seatbelt on. Like, the dude like is this big, but he fucking he's like 600 pounds. He don't fucking move. But yeah, so I'm up by myself. So yeah, I'm gonna go probably fall asleep watching Kojak. You know what I mean? But for this time and for next time, live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
Whoa!
Like an action.
Did we do yours, MZ? I just fucking blanked out. Go ahead.
Oh
MZ.
shit!
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Well, I didn't skip over you. I just said let's say goodbye, and I asked him a question. So I didn't skip. I just got confused.
That was your first big mistake.
Yeah, don't ever ask him a question.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
All right, so that is it. And let me get the music going here.
Time to let the dog out.
Oh, now we know finally who let the dogs out. All this time. All right, so that is going to do it. We appreciate you guys hanging out and joining us for episode 576. Go check out Wrath of Becky. It is available on VOD. And next week, we'll be talking about the film Cobweb. And it is going to be on VOD starting tomorrow on the 11th of August. If you guys would like to send in voice messages or about the movies, the movie we're doing next week, the movie we did this week, the movie we did fucking 10 weeks ago, 10 months ago, 10 years ago, whatever, you can always send in a voice message. If you have something you're digging, like I'm actually excited. I want to talk about some new music soon, so maybe we'll do a new double tap at some point. I don't know. I haven't done one of those in fucking ages. But yeah, so that's it. So appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the Patreon supporters so very much. And we shall see you guys next week for episode 577. All right. Have a good week, all. See you then.